It began with noise. More noise than Bob's Valley had ever heard before. Wings flapping, hooves clattering, laughter echoing through the canyons. For the first time in history, cryptids of every kind, from the blazing desert, the winding rivers, even the drifting sky, had come together in one place. And somehow, Yeti Bob was in charge of hosting them. The sun rose over the valley, gilding everything in gold. Bob stood at the gate, squinting as dust clouds rolled in. From the east came the desert cryptids, massive horned beasts, sand serpents coiling proudly, and one particularly stubborn rock creature who refused to take off its sunglasses. From the west came the river folk, slimy, shimmering, dripping all over the path as they sloshed into town, and from above, the sky serpents descended gracefully, their wings catching the morning light like flowing banners. Humans peeked out from windows, whispering. Cryptids eyed them back, wary but curious. This was supposed to be peace. Instead, it looked like chaos waiting to happen. Yeti Bob, ever the optimist, clapped his hands together. "All right, everyone, welcome to the first ever Council of Many." He gestured proudly to long tables piled with food, fresh bread, steaming soups, baskets of fruit. It lasted about 30 seconds before everything went wrong. The river cryptids, unfamiliar with utensils, dunked their fins straight into the soup bowls, splattering half the guests. The desert cryptids, curious about baking, placed bread loaves straight into the sun to help them harden faster. They succeeded, into rock-hard bricks. And the sky serpents, with nowhere to perch, decided that the town's street lamps made excellent landing poles. The lamps bent, then snapped. Yeti Bob ran from one disaster to the next, trying to help. "Wait, no, don't put that in the— oh, it's in the soup now." A river creature waved at him, smiling proudly, then accidentally tipped over an entire cauldron of stew. The pot spilled down like a waterfall. Yeti Bob blinked as soup poured directly onto his head. He sighed, dripping. "Well," he muttered, "at least it's warm." Laughter rippled through the crowd. Even the tense cryptids chuckled. And for a moment, the tension broke. As night fell, torches lit the valley. Everyone gathered in a circle, cryptids on one side, humans on the other. The air crackled with uncertainty. The eldest of the desert clan rose, his scales gleaming. "You humans bring machines and noise. You scar the land. Why should we trust you?" A river matron hissed softly. "You fear us. You stare at us like monsters." A sky serpent's wings flared. "You can barely walk among the clouds without falling. How will you ever walk beside us?" Murmurs spread. Doubt hung heavy in the air. Yeti Bob looked around, his hair still crusted with soup, his shirt stained with mud and laughter, and realized if he didn't say something, this fragile dream would collapse before it began. He stood. His voice trembled, but his grin didn't fade. "Look, I get it. We're clumsy. We spill things. We fall off clouds. We bake bread into rocks." A ripple of laughter moved through the crowd. "But we're trying. Every time we mess up, we learn a little more about you. And maybe you learn a little more about us." He glanced around the circle. "Maybe the point isn't to be perfect neighbors. Maybe it's just to keep showing up, even when we drop the soup." Silence. Then, the mimic, perched nearby, echoed him in perfect tone. "Even when we drop the soup." The crowd erupted with laughter, cryptids and humans alike. The mimic grinned proudly, repeating random bits of the speech in scrambled order. "Perfect neighbors! Soup! Learn about you!" Even the gruff desert elder cracked a smile. Yeti Bob chuckled. "See? He gets it." The council continued late into the night. Stories were shared. The river folk sang. The sky serpents glowed faintly as they twined above the campfire, their wings painting the night with color. For the first time, it felt like unity, hope. But just beyond the torchlight, a figure watched. Hidden among the rocks, wrapped in a cloak that shimmered like sand, a hunter's spy crouched low. Their visor glowed faintly as they recorded every word. Yeti Bob's laughter, the alliances forming, the mimic's speech. The spy tapped a device on their wrist. A red light blinked. Transmission sent. "Council established," the spy whispered. "They trust him." Reporting back. Then they melted into the shadows, gone without a sound. As dawn approached, Bob sat alone at the campfire, gazing at the valley full of sleeping cryptids and townsfolk. For the first time, they were together, not perfect, not peaceful, but possible. He smiled softly. We might actually pull this off. But high above, storm clouds churned, the kind that didn't form naturally. Something was coming, something that would test the fragile peace they'd just built. If you believe laughter can hold the world together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next chapter of Yeti Bob's journey.